You are listening to episode 4. How do you define success? Is it possible to grow too fast? We covered these topics and more in today's interview with Marnie Ashcroft, CEO and founder of Glow Juicery Canada. You are listening to the sounds of inspiration. Welcome to the Okiki Podcast, where we make inspirational people known. Brought to you by your host, Fian O'Brien. You are listening to the sounds of inspiration. Hello, everyone. Welcome again to the Okiki Podcast, and my name is Fian O'Brien. And today I have a special guest, Marnie Ashcroft, and she is the CEO and founder of Glow Juicery Canada. So I was very excited to do an interview with her, and I'm so happy to have her here today. So welcome, Marnie.
Is it possible to grow too fast? Thank you so much. So honored to be able to talk with you today.
In today's interview with Marnie Ashcroft,
the
honor's
mine equally.
I
actually was able to check out an interview of yours you did with CTV, and your daughter was even in it, and it was kind of cool to see how she's kind of into the whole Glow Juicery lifestyle too. So I want to know more about you. Tell us about your career path and educational background, and how did you kind of get here? Okay, awesome. Well, it's nice that you mentioned my daughter, because I think a big part of this was ensuring that I was
Welcome to the Okiki Podcast, where we make inspirational people known.
That really was
brought to you by your host, Fian O'Brien.
Behind this was providing access to nutrition options that I felt were safe and plant-based, and that was just
Hello,
my
everyone.
Passion.
Welcome again to the Okiki Podcast, and my name is Fian O'Brien.
I don't think
and
I
today
landed
I have
here.
a special
No
guest,
one would have imagined
Marnie
that this is the place I would be.
CEO
But
and founder of Glow.
I started out. I did go to university. My degree was specific to geography and soil sciences and stuff like that.
We covered
like
these
nothing
topics
to do
and
with
more
food.
in today's
I
interview
never
with
even
Marnie
imagined that I would
Ashcroft,
ever be
CEO
in
and
food
founder of
and
Glow
food
Juicery
retail
Canada.
specifically, because although I did have a passion, I put myself through school working in a shoe store and working in a cafe, but it was more of like that was my side hustle. Like I knew how to do that thing, and I was going to make money. And I was brought up in a family with a single mom, and I knew that I had to be responsible for my own finances from a young age. And I just loved that, and I was good at selling stuff. I didn't mind that. That was great. Yeah. But
welcome to the Okiki Podcast,
I didn't have
where we make inspirational people known. Brought to you by your host, Fian O'Brien.
So the place that it kind of, what brought me there was more of a desire to bring.
Hello, everyone.
Something that
Welcome
I felt was
again to the Okiki Podcast, and my name is Fian O'Brien.
So 6
and
years
today
ago,
I have a special guest,
Marnie
Ashcroft,
plant-based restaurants
and she is
in
the
Alberta,
CEO and founder of Glow.
And even in communities in Saskatchewan and other places that we grew.
How do you define
really, there was
success?
nothing like what I had envisioned.
Is it possible to grow too fast?
And when I'd gone traveling in the States,
and more
you go to California or you go to New York, and there's juice bars everywhere, and I thought, this is just crazy. Like, why don't we have something? Right? So this idea kind of lands in you, and then it was that coupled with this thought that, there's no healthy drive-through, there's no healthy, I would take the kids, I had 2 little kids in the back of a minivan, and you're driving between sports and activities, and I would think, I have to pack a cooler full of food, or maybe we could do a McDonald's drive-through and I can get apple slices. Like my kids actually think
welcome to the Okiki Podcast, where we make inspirational people known. Brought to you by your host,
okay, hi, can I have this, but take out that and don't put in that. And where did you get it from? And can you read me the ingredients and like no
Hello,
one
everyone. Welcome again to the Okiki Podcast, and my name is Fian O'Brien. And today I have a special guest, Marnie Ashcroft, and she is the CEO and founder of Glow.
You are
listening to episode 4.
And the person behind the counter would actually
how
say,
do you define
how are you
success?
feeling today?
Is it
like,
possible to grow too fast? We cover these topics
tell you a little bit about the benefits of this ingredient.
Ashcroft,
almost
CEO
like
and
how
founder
I was
of
raised
Glow
with food.
Juicery
So
Canada.
I was born in BC. It was a really safe place. Yeah, and we had, like, my parents made their own apple cider. We did like all our own, growing in our backyard, or we would trade with other families for stuff. Everything was really grown in that valley that I was from. And so that was my perception of food. And then when you come to these big cities that are all across Canada, that are just big box stores, it really changes the way
Welcome
that
to the
someone
Okiki
gets to interact with
Podcast,
food.
where we make inspirational people known. Brought to you by your host, Fiona O'Brien.
So all those ideas start landing in you, right? And I think just like with any entrepreneur, any business owner, it's not like
hello everyone, welcome again to the Okiki Podcast. My name is Fiona O'Brien,
if people said that word to me at
today
first, I was
I have
like,
a
no,
special guest,
I own a business.
Marnie
Let's be
Ashcroft, and she is the CEO and founder
that word
of
sounds
Glow.
like a lot of accountability, and I'm just trying to own a business over here. So
How do
I wasn't
you
in it for the glitz or the glam. It wasn't a thing. Social media, 6 years ago, Instagram was barely a thing.
In today's interview with Marnie Ashcroft.
There was no hype.
CEO
There was just
founder
roll up
of
those
Glow
sleeves, get some
Juicery
hard work
Canada.
done, right? Old-fashioned way. So that was all that it was. And then a friend of mine was diagnosed with cancer, and her husband did some research and found that juice therapy was going to be a really great part of facilitating her recovery. And so he actually had to quit his job so that he could juice for her, because there was some access to that here. And to be clear on what juice does within the
Welcome
cancer
to the
therapy world.
Okiki
It's been around for a
Podcast,
really
where we
long
make
time, and there's treatment
inspirational
centers in
people
the US,
known.
and
Brought to you by your
it needs
host,
to be
Fiona
raw,
O'Brien.
unpasteurized juice. It can't be juice that's been sitting on a shelf that's been pasteurized. All the enzymes, all the vitamins have been
Hello
destroyed.
everyone,
So
welcome
in order for your
again to
body
the Okiki Podcast.
Here, I'll
And
just,
my name
this-
is
to
Fiona
get
O'Brien,
this and to get
and
all the
today
vitamins
I have
in
a
this
special
beautiful
guest,
bottle of
Marnie
juice.
Ashcroft, and she
basically
is
have
the
to be
CEO
a
and founder
liquid,
of Glow.
untouched, unheated salad.
4.
And then your body takes all of that in and uses it for healing.
Is it possible
but
to grow too fast?
there were no options for them. And so that was when the final little, the goosebump moment that you get, where you're like, okay, girl, how much more info do you need before you decide to get in on this? Just go.
Yes, totally.
I did. I just went for it. And I call it my best worst idea, because it was crazy, and you don't know what kind of ride you're going to have. You don't. You think to yourself, I'm just going to make a couple juices. My neighbors might buy some, and maybe I'll open a little store over here in this yoga studio. But
Welcome to the Okiki Podcast, where we make inspirational people known.
That's so amazing.
Brought to you by your host, Fiona O'Brien.
The arc of how you got there and how you actually kind of grew up, I guess, in this environment where that was accessible. Hello everyone, welcome again to the Okiki Podcast, and my name is Fiona O'Brien, and today I have a special guest, Marnie Ashcroft. At first, when I was going with this group, the CEO we were going to a lot of the fast food places. You are listening to after a couple of days, I was like, "Okay, guys, I think I've started to feel kind of gross. Maybe you should vary it up." And the thing over there is getting healthy food is actually quite affordable when you convert the Canadian dollar over. And so they had this cool store called Woolworths, and I don't know if you've heard of them already. But yeah, they had all these awesome cold pressed juices and different things. So I was drinking that all the time, and you could just taste how different it was over there, because it's just so much quicker for them to get access to the fruit. People could grow avocados in their backyard. So I kind of get what you're saying. Yeah, you feel different.
That's been one of the struggles, I think, in Canada. So
welcome to the
Okiki
Podcast, where we make inspirational people known. Brought to you by your host,
Florida,
Fiona O'Brien.
Or, parts of the world that have longer growing seasons, and to transport Canada, and especially, Edmonton.
Hello
is
everyone,
basically the
welcome
Arctic
again to
for
the
8
Okiki
months.
Podcast, and my name is Fiona O'Brien, and today I have a special
That's our
guest,
hemisphere.
Marnie
So,
Ashcroft, and she is the CEO and founder of Glow.
An ideology and a concept of
how do you define success?
Just
is it possible
we don't put anything else in this.
We
this
cover
pure,
these topics
pure
and
veggie
more
and fruit, and it's a
today's
huge volume. It's
with Marnie
3 to 5 pounds
CEO
going into
and
this
founder of
bottle,
Glow
right? And
Juicery
so.
Canada.
For me, the first time we came on the scene and we were like, yeah, so here's the deal. you're going to pay $8.50 for this bottle.
You are listening to the sounds.
What had people paid for juice prior to that? $2?
Yes.
It was crazy. I knew that people were going to be like crazy. So we had to brand around it that showed them the value of it. We had so much educating to do. So that kind of guided that.
Welcome to the OKiki podcast, where we make inspirational people known.
Really
brought to you by your host,
Ian O'Brien. We had to build a brand that resonated so deeply with people that they understood our conviction was on a level of health and wellness, and that we really care about.
Hello, everyone. Welcome again to the OKiki podcast. And my name is Ian O'Brien. And today I have a special guest, Marnie Ashcroft.
It's been challenging. I think that
is the CEO
more money
and
with
founder
juice
of
companies
You are listening
in the
to
States,
episode 4.
and even on the West
How
Coast,
do
where you
you
just have a longer
define
growing
success?
season.
Is it possible
but in the
to
places
grow too
that
fast? We covered
it's been really
these
tricky. I mean, we
topics
opened
and
in
more
Prince Edward
in
Island
today's interview with
last
Marnie
summer,
Ashcroft,
and it's just a very
and founder
seasonal
of Glow
opportunity
Juicery
there,
Canada.
right? They that really rough, hard winter.
Yeah.
So there's all dynamics, economic and social dynamics that we deal with across the country that really impact what we do.
Definitely. And based on what you were saying before too, you said you kind of entered this industry when it wasn't popular, and because I live in Saskatchewan, I totally get what you mean about it's definitely more into like the meat and like
Welcome
not that
to
there's
the
anything wrong with that, but there's
where we make
that's more of
inspirational
the
people
thing
known.
here, and
Brought
it's just
to you by
kind
your
of
host,
starting to
Ian
become
O'Brien.
popular. And so, like, how, if you don't mind me asking, how long have you had Glow Juicery? And hello, everyone. What was the Welcome again to the OKiki podcast.
Launching this
my name is
how did you
O'Brien,
have to
and
overcome
today
it?
I have a special guest, Marnie Ashcroft. And she
we've
is
been
the
around
CEO
now
and
for
founder
over 6
of Glow.
years.
You are listening to episode 4.
We grew really, really, really fast, really early on. So it wasn't like
Is it possible
I look
to
at some
grow too
stories
fast?
of business owners
We
and
covered
how
these topics
brands have
and more
grown,
in
and
today's
they were like, yeah,
interview
we only
with
had 2
Marnie
locations
Ashcroft,
for the first 10 to
CEO
15
and
years,
founder
and
of
then
Glow
we suddenly
Juicery
grew,
Canada.
and I wish that had been the case, because it was so overwhelming to know that you come up with an idea that's unique. It's awesome. It's very rewarding. You're like, okay, people love this. This is new. We're doing things, and that feels awesome, because I like doing new things. I like being creative, and being first to market on an idea, I think was really fun. The problem is there's no manual. There's nowhere to look around and say, okay, well,
Welcome to the
like
OKiki podcast, where we make inspirational people known. Brought to you by your host, Ian O'Brien.
We're getting people right away within 6 months saying, I want to be part of your brand.
Wow.
I want to open a location in Kelowna. I want to open a location here.
Hello, everyone. Welcome
How fast
again
will
to the
you help me
OKiki
with franchising?
podcast. And my name is
And in
Ian O'Brien.
retrospect,
And today I
that's the
have a
scariest
special
part.
guest,
It wasn't,
Marnie Ashcroft, and she is the
It wasn't
CEO
initially
and founder
launching.
of
I was
Glow.
all confidence
You are listening
with
to
that.
episode 4.
It was when I had to take care of
How do you
myself,
define
put
success?
my own
Is it possible to grow
oxygen
too
mask in my
fast?
business on,
We covered these
and be
topics
helping
and more
all of these
in
new
today's
owners who were
interview
investing
with
in me,
Marnie
helping them
Ashcroft,
grow too.
CEO
Very
and
scary,
founder
very
of Glow
overwhelming.
Juicery Canada.
Lots of highs, lots of lows, and you just there's no one to do it but you.
Yeah, that's and only 6 years. I had heard you were around a lot longer, because I did notice on your site you had several locations. So I thought, I know there's a business sort of similar in Saskatoon, and I believe we have 3 locations. There's all in Saskatchewan, but you were like in different provinces, and I think they've only been around for
Welcome
a
to
couple
the
years
OKiki
as well.
podcast, where we
So I
make
was wondering,
inspirational
she must
people
have
known.
really established
Brought to you
herself
by your
to
host,
get that
Ian
kind of
O'Brien.
reputation to be able to go across provinces like that.
We just hustled so hard, but to develop.
Hello,
locations
everyone.
in multiple
Welcome again to the
provinces,
OKiki
like, every
podcast.
province
And my
has
name
their
is Ian
own
O'Brien.
health
And
jurisdiction.
today I have a special guest, Marnie
compliancy
Ashcroft.
requirements. So
And she
every
is
time
the
we went to
CEO
another
and founder
province, we
of
were
Glow.
learning everything
You are
from scratch. It was
listening
like,
to
okay,
episode
here's
4.
building codes. Here's this. Here's this. Here's this.
How do you
And I
define
don't have
success?
any experience in
Is it
franchising. I have
possible to
experience
grow
in
too fast?
construction.
We covered these
But I
topics
had no
and
experience
more
in franchising. I had
interview
no
with
experience
Marnie
in
Ashcroft,
growing my own company. I
CEO
worked in
and
beautiful
founder of
corporations where I
Glow
got to learn
Juicery
lots of
Canada.
stuff, project management skills and things like that. But I was every single day reflecting on all the things I didn't know and that I had to do that day. And around to find, we brought in a lot of talent, as quick as possible, right? So we were like, okay,
Welcome to the Okiki Podcast, where we make inspirational people known. Brought to you by our host, Piano
service model need to look like? What are backup efficiencies? What does supply chain need to look like? What are some of the things we should control?
Hello, everyone. Welcome again to the Okiki Podcast, and my name is Piano Bayan.
We hustled
and today
so hard.
I have a special guest,
The
Marnie Ashcroft.
reality of that
she is the CEO and founder
actually
of
very
Glow.
fun.
You are
It's not
listening
very
to episode 4.
and I totally burned out
How
after
do you
like
define
3.5
success?
years.
Is it possible to grow
was
too
so
fast?
done.
We covered these topics and more in today's interview
Humans are
with
only
Marnie
capable of
Ashcroft,
so much in a day, and
CEO
when I've got
and
small
founder
kids, like
of Glow Juicery Canada.
Oh my goodness.
it wasn't. I mean, what was going to give was me, right? The process. So that's the dark side of being a business owner is at yourself. And if you can't replenish your own energy, if you can't get back and sleep well and deal with the natural anxiety that comes with really high growth and high achievement, it can really take a toll.
Yeah, and I'm glad you mentioned that too. And that's
Welcome to the
partially
Okiki
why I wanted to do this
Podcast, where we
so
make
you can hear
inspirational
people's
people
journeys,
known.
because for
Brought
me
to you
too,
by
I'm
your
just
host,
jumping
Piano
into,
Bayan.
my brand would be social media marketing and consulting, and I'm super new to it, but it's already felt
Hello,
like
everyone.
this. And
Welcome again to the Okiki
when you're in it,
Podcast.
it feels
And
like
my
you're the
name is
only one
Piano
going through it.
Bayan.
It's hard to
And
explain to
today I
people
have
who
a
aren't
special guest,
doing that
Marnie
as well,
Ashcroft.
and you're like, am
and
I alone
she
in
is
this?
the
Is this
CEO
normal?
and founder
So
of
it's
Glow.
always refreshing to
listening
hear
to
from people
episode
who have
4.
experience and who are successful.
How
Like,
do
this
you
is
define
actually
success?
a part
Is
of the
it
journey, and you
possible
actually
to
have to
grow too
learn to find
fast?
that balance.
We covered
It
these
is. I used to
topics
say to
and more
people, like,
in
I
today's
feel like I'm
interview
bungee
with
jumping
Marnie
every single
Ashcroft,
day.
CEO
And
and
I'm not
founder
even an
of Glow
adrenaline
Juicery
junkie. Like, that
Canada.
wasn't what I was trying to have, right? I was trying to have stability. I was trying to create balance. And I was experiencing so many highs and so many lows. And really high and really low. Like, I was winning awards and on TV shows and doing all this stuff while simultaneously, experiencing some really major challenges personally. My marriage ended, about halfway through the
Welcome
time
to
frame
the
that I was
Okiki
building.
Podcast, where we
I was
make
trying to be a really great
inspirational
mom, be
people
present for them
known.
at all times.
Brought to you by your host, Piano Bayan.
It's just, it's the ride is something that you can't control sometimes, and I'm a control freak.
Hello, everyone.
So,
Welcome again to the Okiki
Right? That just
Podcast.
was
And my
unpleasant.
name is Piano
Yeah.
Bayan. And
And
today I have a
it's
special
funny,
guest,
as far as control
Marnie
freak,
Ashcroft.
like, I feel like we all
and
sort of
she
are.
is the
So
CEO
that's
and
the
founder
part that
of Glow.
always,
listening to
I
episode
guess
4.
throws you off a bit. And
How do
you
you define
answered so many of
success?
my questions
Is it
too.
possible to
I had
grow
a
too
few
fast?
about biggest
We
obstacle. I
covered
feel like
these
your whole
topics and
story, you
more
just kind of
in
went
today's
into
interview
it.
with Marnie Ashcroft.
Yeah, and then
CEO and
I guess I
founder
have
of
an
Glow
extra one, but you
Juicery
kind of
Canada.
talked about it. When you went into franchising, was that always your plan?
Absolutely not. No.
You are listening
My
to the
plan
sounds
was
of
I was going to open a really tiny juice bar, and I was going to teach yoga or bar part time.
Okay.
While making like a couple of juices, having one employee.
Okay. So this was the result of the demand that led into this
Yeah.
franchising.
But
Wow.
I had no idea.
Welcome to
that
the
we would be so
Okiki
well-received.
Podcast, where we
Wow,
make
wow.
inspirational people
My
known.
natural sort of
Brought to you
passion
by
for
your
this
host,
and my
Piano
ability
Bayan.
to connect and grow really nice relationships and community engagement and all the things that I've come to understand that I do well.
Hello, everyone. Welcome again to the Okiki
I didn't know
Podcast.
that
And
would
my
lead
name is
to
Piano
the
Bayan.
volume,
And today I have a
and
special
what it
guest,
became.
Marnie Ashcroft.
And
And she
I
is
don't
the
have any
CEO and
regrets on
founder
it.
of Glow.
I wish I'd
You are listening
slowed
to
the pace a little
episode
bit. I wish
4.
I'd said no. And I'm
How
learning
do
that
you
now,
define
I guess.
success?
Mm-hmm.
Is it
I listen
possible
to a
to
lot
grow
of
too
people
fast?
and I read
We
a lot of
covered
books
these
and I go
topics
to,
and more
watch
in
people
today's
talk about being
interview
an
with
entrepreneur
Marnie
and
Ashcroft,
Right.
I'm really excited. I'm
and
like you, I'm
founder
really
of Glow
passionate about
Juicery
that
Canada.
field. And I love the human process of it.
Yeah.
And what I've come to understand is that I probably had some lessons to learn.
You are
And
listening to the sounds of
sometimes those lessons, like, they just hurt a little bit too, because you're supposed to really remember them. Like, hey, don't forget, I'm going to show you again. So, right? And so I've learned to create balance in my life. My version of growing this
Welcome
business
to the
now
Okiki
is
Podcast,
very,
where we
very,
make
very different.
inspirational
I
people
really
known.
slowed it down.
Brought to you by
I
your
took
host,
my foot right
Piano
off the
Bayan.
gas pedal.
Mm-hmm.
I needed to create a sense of self and purpose.
Hello, everyone. Welcome again to the Okiki podcast. And my name is Fiona Bayan. And today I have a special guest.
It's a very
Marnie
interesting
Ashcroft,
process to go through.
And she is the CEO and founder
the
of
company
Glow.
has looked better by the numbers before. We had really great metrics in the business at different stages where it's like, oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Look at that. Look at that revenue, look at that profit, look at those number of locations, look how many staff you have. But
CEO
that wasn't rewarding to me. That didn't actually have meaning. Those were just numbers. What has meaning to me is the stories we hear from our clients talking about how this has changed their life. And the owners that are in my business now who care so much, so passionately. They know they're making a difference in their communities. Just the look on my kids' faces when I'm able to be there for their sporting events and because I can work from home. I can pick them up every day after
Welcome
school.
to the Okiki podcast, where we make inspirational people known. Brought to you by your host, Fiona Bayan.
On paper.
Yeah, it's that holistic, what's it called? Yeah, because what you're
Hello, everyone. Welcome
about,
again to the Okiki podcast. And my name is Fiona Bayan.
South Africa.
And today I have a special guest,
Marnie
Ashcroft.
And I came back and I was thinking about
CEO and
how do you define success?
You are listening
and
to episode
that it is
4.
good to want things and
how do you define
want
success?
to be successful
is
and
it
achieve
possible
goals,
to
and
grow
that's
too
amazing.
Fast? We
And I think
because
I'm on LinkedIn a lot lately, sometimes there's these guys who are like,
Marnie Ashcroft,
I go hard like
CEO
every day.
and founder of Glow
and
Juicery Canada.
And I don't know, I always wonder to myself, is there a point where you kind of get tired? Like, and it's not like a lazy thing. Like, it's not like I don't want to be motivated. It's just that some of these people, like, there's one guy, he's like, I wake up at 4 a.m. every single day because of this. And I just was wondering, how long does that last? Like, in terms of...
I've been there. I've been in that height. Like, that is a really... And you are attracted to other people who feed that.
Welcome to the Okiki podcast,
too, right?
where
like,
we make
like,
inspirational people known. Brought to you by your host, Fiona Bayan.
It's just not what I found was the place I wanted to spend a long time. Like, it was fun to be there for a bit. And
hello, everyone. Welcome again to the Okiki podcast.
Like,
and my name is Fiona Bayan. And today I have a special guest, Marnie Ashcroft.
You should
and she
move to a
is
mode
the
where you're just
CEO
driving
and founder
that thing.
of Glow.
Right. You have to be constantly throwing all your fuel on the engine.
How do you define success?
And I think that's the stage of business that different people move
we
through.
covered these topics and more in today's
I really like the
with
stage
Marnie
that we're
Ashcroft,
at. I feel like we've
and
built infrastructure. I had to build a lot of
Canada.
infrastructure, a lot of technology. We just launched a new website. Our new website, very, very proud of it. Really would love people to check it out and have we're really trying to share a lot more education, become more of a lifestyle brand over time, right? So we make products, but those products have a purpose and they're more tools, right? They're more tools that we present to people to use for healing or just nutrition access points in their life.
Welcome to the
really
Okiki podcast, where we make inspirational people known. Brought to you by your host, Fiona Bayan.
So, if you look at a company in that way, it becomes much more expansive, much more interesting. But I've got to keep
Hello,
myself
everyone. Welcome again to the
fresh
Okiki podcast. And my name is Fiona Bayan. And today I have a special guest, Marnie Ashcroft. And she is the CEO and founder of Glow.
Listening to episode 4.
Right? And travel and
how do you define
vacations
success?
and
is it
all of that. And I'm unapologetic about it.
We
I'm
covered
not
these
going
topics
to make
and
up
more
a version
in
of
today's
myself
interview
that
with
isn't
Marnie
true.
Ashcroft.
I love that. I love
and founder
balance.
of Glow Juicery
I love
Canada.
hard work. I love being part of great teams. I'm on the board right now for a really wonderful nonprofit gala committee. We've established our own nonprofit organization at the Ronald McDonald House. It's called the Juicery Raw Food Program. For 3 years, we've been making juice for the families there and heard some incredible stories of healing. And we're part of really beautiful things, but none of that functions if I'm not okay, right? That just doesn't.
Welcome to the Okiki podcast, where we make inspirational people known.
I've spent a lot of time
brought to you
reflecting
by
on
your
what success
host,
looks like.
Fiona
And
Bayan.
for me, success looks like happiness, and then everybody's good.
Yeah, that's awesome. And thanks for sharing.
Hello, everyone. Welcome again to the Okiki podcast. And my name is Fiona Bayan. And today I have a special guest, Marnie Ashcroft. And she is the CEO and founder of
recent
Glow.
times that
You are
organic
listening to
food,
episode 4.
health is kind
How
of
do you
more
define
of a trend,
success?
I feel.
Is it
I don't know
possible to grow too
what
fast?
you feel about that, but I
We
definitely
covered
think
these topics
they
and
say with
more in
millennials,
today's
right? Everyone's
interview
kind of
with
into
Marnie
kombucha
Ashcroft,
and all that.
CEO
So
and founder
I guess
of Glow
We have
Juicery
to.
Canada.
We have to. And I don't really look at it as a trend. I look at it as we're evolving to a place where we understand. So there's just so much more research now about the way that the gut impacts your health overall. So when I was I'll give you an example. When I was in university, I had quite bad skin. And I would go to a dermatologist, and the dermatologist would be like, well, take these antibiotics or this. But they would never say to you,
Welcome to the
Okiki
podcast, where we make inspirational people known.
You should
Brought to you by our host, Fiona Bayan.
Or how much are you getting? How much sleep are you getting? And it was all about treating the skin as only skin. It wasn't.
Hello, everyone. Welcome again to the Okiki podcast. And my name is Fiona Bayan. And today I have a special guest, Marnie Ashcroft. And she is the CEO and founder
quite
of Glow.
consciously when I was younger. And she
4.
presented some ideas to me.
How do you
but
define success?
we now know
Is it
that there
possible to grow too
is a
fast?
separate
We covered these
nervous
topics and
system
more
that's
in today's
connected
interview
to the
with
gut.
Marnie
It's called the
Ashcroft,
enteric nervous system.
CEO and
And
founder
it
of
has
Glow
its own
Juicery
mind
Canada.
and it has its own control. And 90% of serotonin is released from the gut. Like, we really don't enough about our body and the way foods can influence emotions, health, wellness, the entire thing. So I think what's happening is more like an awakening or an understanding based on that connection between anecdotal information, right? Like people saying, well, this is how I feel when I have this.
Welcome to the Okiki podcast, where we make inspirational people known. Brought to you by our host, Fiona Bayan.
Right? Which is causing a lot of, I'm going to use the word disease, but really it's dis-ease.
Hello, everyone. Welcome again to the Okiki podcast. And my name is Fiona Bayan. And today I have a special guest, Marnie Ashcroft.
We know that we've disconnected from real food in our urban communities. We've learned more about how the body can connect to food as part of a healing process.
Is it possible to grow too fast?
I think all of that has given rise to a really beautiful new opportunity for businesses to create sustainable, plant-based restaurants, food delivery companies, everything. Like, I love it. There's nothing that makes me happier. I even love that there's other juice companies that have had the opportunity to grow because they're validating what I do, right? I mean, if I was the only one doing it, people would be like, well, she's crazy. I don't know.
She's on her own bandwagon.
Yeah. Like, hey, no, that's a good idea. People are feeling good from it. Like, it's
Welcome to the Okiki podcast, where we make inspirational people known. Brought to you by our host, Fiona Bayan.
We have to take it back. There are too many people that are unwell and continually putting things in their bodies that aren't helping them heal.
Hello, everyone. Welcome again to the Okiki podcast. And my name is Fiona Bayan. And today I have a special guest, Marnie Ashcroft. And she is the CEO and founder of Glow.
Yeah, no, thank you. Because I was going to say, like, do you think it's too saturated or... But it's kind of
grow too
from
fast?
what you're saying because
we covered
of
these
your why,
and more
and you just want people to be healthy. You'd rather have them have more access to that than just getting it from you.
The world should be full. We should have plant-based cafes on every corner. We should have people drinking juice more than coffee. It could be a beautiful place where everyone chooses to put a healthy option in their body all the time. If that revolution can occur, you will immediately see it in society. It'll impact our healthcare system. It'll impact everything.
Welcome to the Okiki podcast, where we make inspirational people known. Brought to you by our host, Fiona Bayan.
We create different demands on our food systems. I mean, we don't have a lot of access to produce in the winter months.
Hello, everyone. Welcome again to the Okiki Podcast. And my name is Fiona Bayan. And today I have a special guest, Marnie Ashcroft.
From California.
She is the CEO and founder of
Let's Grow It.
You are listening to episode 4.
We will create that demand, and it will change our entire
Is it possible
system.
to grow too
the
fast?
New Canada Food Guide.
We covered these topics
that
and more.
was a big
in today's
deal.
interview with
That was
Marnie
a big,
Ashcroft.
I actually probably am the only person who cried. I'm going to cry about it right now.
Founder of Glow Juicery Canada.
I was so happy to see that. I have to tell you, I was so happy to see that. And you know what? I'm not coming from a place of ethical veganism. That's not what this is about.
You are listening
about
to
giving the body to inspiration. And I think plants have the best, the most robust volume of vitamins and enzymes that can help people do that. So, right, everything in moderation, but wouldn't that be a beautiful place to live?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and actually it's funny you're talking about the New Canada Food
Welcome
Guide.
to the Okiki Podcast, where we make inspirational people known.
A company
Brought to you by your host, Fiona Bayan.
Bioscience. So that was a huge topic when it came out. And they were saying that actually it's
Hello,
a
everyone.
Good
Welcome
because,
again to the Okiki
they were saying
Podcast.
also that the world
my name is Fiona Bayan, and today I have a special
some
guest.
Countries actually
Marnie
have more
Ashcroft,
access to pulses.
and she
so
is
kind of
the CEO and founder of Glow.
You are
will
listening
encourage
to
people to
episode
help those
4.
industries. So it's really interesting
How do
hearing
you
your
define
perspective on it
success?
too, and
Is it possible
and how
to
you
grow
look
too
at
fast?
You know, we could
covered
solve
these
hunger
topics
issues
and
with
more
plants.
in today's interview with Marnie Ashcroft,
the amount of resources it
and
takes to
founder
grow
of
an
Glow
animal
Juicery Canada.
to feed somebody is far greater than a plant-based diet, and a really diverse, beautiful, healthy plant-based diet will help far more humans, right? And hunger causes war. Hunger causes societal issues that we deal with all the time. So, I'm not going to rant too hard about it, but I do think that if we could all support a plant-based industry in some way, in our own small way, maybe just
welcome to the Okiki Podcast, where we make inspirational people known.
Your body will feel better.
Brought to you by your host,
community will
Fiona
feel better
Bayan.
for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I love that. And I was gonna say too, what do you?
Hello, everyone. Welcome again to the Okiki Podcast. And my name is Fiona Bayan. And today I have a special guest, Marnie Ashcroft, and she is the CEO and founder of
juices
You are
and the
listening to
real
episode
thing.
4.
How do you deal with those
How do
challenges?
you define
being
success?
In,
Is
like
it
you said,
possible to grow too
you're in the
fast?
Arctic. So
We
how do
covered
you
these
actually
topics
make
and
that
more
work? Because
in today's
I know
interview with
Woolworths,
Marnie
it was so
Ashcroft,
easy for them. It's like,
CEO
it's just 2
and
provinces
founder of
away.
Glow Juicery Canada.
We have fresh farms.
California, let me tell you. I make less money. So we are really lean. So it places a lot of pressure. Like our margins in the winter months are very, very lean. It's very stressful and tricky. You make a little bit more, and I don't fluctuate. Like I'm not a grocery store where you walk in one day avocado costs 2, the next day it costs 3. Like I don't have that option, right? We hold pricing on our product.
Welcome to the Okiki Podcast, where we make inspirational people known. Brought to you by your host, Fiona Bayan.
But it's challenged me. Like I'm reaching out to lots of new vertical growers, and there's tons of things happening.
Hello, everyone.
Really cool
Welcome
stuff.
again to the Okiki Podcast. And my name is Fiona Bayan. And today I have a special guest, Marnie Ashcroft, and she is the CEO and founder of Glow.
You are listening
certain
to
things
episode
low
4.
And quality
How
high.
do you define success?
We don't
Is
spend
it
a ton of money
possible to grow too
on little
fast?
frivolous things.
We
really
covered
lean
these
into what's
topics
important.
and more in today's interview with Marnie Ashcroft.
Yeah, but
CEO
we buy Canadian
and founder
almost
of
as
Glow
much as we
Juicery
possibly can.
Canada.
We buy local as much as we can. We encourage people to be part of like CSAs, where we're buying farmers' produce before it even grows because we love them. We encourage. We also take all of our pulp and it goes back into the earth. Other organic farmers and for flower farmers and folks that feed rescue animals. We've got some rescue animal centers that we support.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Cool stuff.
Welcome to the Okiki Podcast, where we make inspirational people
you
known.
Part of this
Brought to you by your
bigger
host,
ecosystem,
Fiona
and you
Bayan.
feel responsible to contribute in your best way But basically, our margins are just really lean. I don't sell processed.
Hello, everyone. Welcome again to the Okiki podcast, and my name is Fiona Bayan. And today I have a special guest,
to create
Marnie
your brand,
Ashcroft.
because I know you said you had a very strong brand connection, networking, and your business literally just propelled from there. So, what kind of went into that?
Is it possible to
From
grow
the beginning,
too fast?
I knew that I needed to hire a brand strategy company, so I didn't do it myself, and I didn't bootstrap that. Like I was like, hey, I got X amount of dollars, and where I'm going to spend that is on a really strong brand and a really good website from the beginning. I had spent some time in IT, and my gut just told me, don't mess with that piece of it. From the minute we had a really great connection with the brand company. We've evolved away from them since then. But the company I work with now, my brand and marketing and social media strategy company that I work with now, we've had a close relationship for many years.
Where we make inspirational people known. Brought to you by your host, Fiona Bayan.
Yeah. Once in a while I'll say something and she'll be like, okay, yeah, we can try that. That sounds new. But let's do that.
Hello, everyone. Welcome again to the Okiki podcast. And my name is Fiona Bayan. And today I have a special guest, Marnie Ashcroft.
Together we find
a really nice the CEO and founder of Glow.
Where you are listening to I feel like it resonates well. But that one thing I've learned about brand marketing, social media.
Is it possible to grow too fast?
Constant science
experiment. We covered these topics and more in today's interview
just when you think you got it figured out, an algorithm switches up over here, or new rule about this, or sorry, no one's engaging with Facebook in that demographic anymore. Like you just can't. So what we try to do, this is kind of like my core, I guess, takeaway around that piece of it is we try to ensure that they have an online experience that's as similar as much as it can be to what you're going to experience in the store. So when you come to the store, I want you to feel like you are so welcome to come in here today. Let's be curious
Welcome
together.
To the Okiki podcast, where we make inspirational people known. Brought to you by your host,
We're going to be part of that
Bayan.
with you. That's the communication we try to establish around the brand. So it's fun, it's friendly, it's like a really good friend that just makes
Hello,
me
everyone.
Every once in a while.
Welcome again
She's
to
like,
the
you've got to
Okiki
try this
podcast.
tofu.
And
So
my
good,
name
I
is
promise.
Fiona Bayan.
Or like,
And today I have a special guest,
random piece
Marnie
of,
Ashcroft.
spirulina.
And she is the CEO and founder of Glow.
So that's who we are. We're that version, and I just continually try to ensure that that's
possible to grow too
in a
fast?
social media marketing
We covered these
setting,
topics and
so
more
that
in
still feel
today's
connected and
interview
it
with
feels
Marnie
authentic to me.
Ashcroft.
Right.
CEO
So kind of just
and
keeping
founder of
the
Glow
brand
Juicery
strong as
Canada.
opposed to trying to keep up with all the changes in trends. Just keep this going.
I really stay in my lane. I use my gut to kind of decide what direction I'm going to go. Like today we had a marketing meeting and I was like, okay, I want to try this, I want to try this, and I want to try this. And they're like, all right, let's give that a shot.
Yeah.
I have no idea if it's going to work. I feel like it could work. I don't look at what my competitors are doing. Something comes to my
Welcome to
attention,
the Okiki
like, hey,
podcast,
by the way, they're doing
where
this
we make
and it looks kinda
inspirational
cool.
people
Okay,
known.
well,
Brought
let's
to
make
you
it
by
our
your
own.
host,
I
Fiona
don't want to do
Bayan.
that. I stay in my lane and I keep my head down and I work. I stay as creative and happy and
Hello, everyone.
And,
Welcome
balanced as
again to the
possible, so I come
Okiki
up with good
podcast.
stuff,
And my name is Fiona
the brand
Bayan.
has
And
to
today
resonate,
I have a special
right?
guest,
It has to be based
Marnie
on what I
Ashcroft,
feel
and she is
customers
the
want
CEO
from
and
us
founder
and
of Glow.
the gaps.
You are
We've always been
listening to
about filling a
episode
gap.
4.
So that's what we want to continue to do.
How do you define success?
Awesome.
Is it possible to grow too fast?
Thanks so much for all that you've told us about.
Interview
and
with
I
Marnie
guess
Ashcroft,
my last question
CEO
for you here
and founder
is,
of
what do
Glow
you value the
Juicery
most
Canada?
about being an entrepreneur?
I think I value, it's funny, I didn't realize what I value, but I sat down with a good friend the other day and we were doing our usual venting of like, damn, this is hard. And here's all the whys. We feel sorry for ourselves right now. And then she looked at me and was like, could you imagine reporting to somebody else right now? And I was like, ooh, no.
Welcome to the Okiki
Like going into
podcast,
work
where we
every
make
day
inspirational people
and
known.
you know you're
Brought to you
hustling
by
for
your
somebody
host,
else, and I'm
Fiona
like, you're right,
Bayan.
I've gone too far. The autonomy, that's what I value. I value the autonomy. I value that I wake up and
Hello,
I set
everyone.
my day.
Welcome again to the Okiki podcast. And
if
my
I
name
let
is
myself down, I know what that feels
today
like.
I have a special guest,
get all
Marnie
my little
Ashcroft,
marks checked
and
off.
she
I know what
is
that feels
the
like.
CEO and founder of Glow.
If that's one of your core values, if that's one of the things that speaks
How
to you,
do you define
and you
success?
know that about yourself,
is it possible to
it's
grow
not easy.
too fast?
I wouldn't recommend
digging
into it if it's not your thing. But
interview with
if that's
Marnie
what motivates
Ashcroft,
you, then this is what you got to do.
Founder of
You got
Glow
to build
Juicery
something,
Canada.
and you got to work as hard as you can and stand behind it.
Right.
So I'd say that just very recently, as of last week, that's what I think I've started to define as my favorite part.
Just the ability to have that freedom.
It's such freedom.
That's awesome. Oh, thanks so much, Marnie. I've enjoyed every second of this interview. You've honestly given so much insight and value, and I just wanted to give you a chance. Is there any
where we
projects
make inspirational
coming up or
people
anything
known?
you'd like our
Brought
audience
to you
to
by
know?
our host,
Yeah, I think it would be awesome if everybody would go to the website and just kind of check it out. We've got a lot of really beautiful products on there. I'm really proud of
Hello, everyone.
the
Welcome again to the Okiki podcast. And my name is Fiona Bayan. And today I have a special guest, Marnie Ashcroft, and she is the CEO and founder of Glow.
in your way, because each of our owners across Canada has done a beautiful job of making the brand their own.
Is it possible to grow too fast?
They are all going to deliver a high quality product that's similar. The juices will be the same, but they make their own beautiful food, and they have their own wonderful staff and their own heart and commitment in the business. I'm so proud of that. So what I'd love people to do is this summer, as you're driving across this country, if you have a chance to go to a break, please do so and enjoy the experience.
Awesome. Yeah, and your brand sounds super exciting too. Just hearing more about what it's about, the people involved, and the different initiatives you're part of. So I'll be sure to list that in the information with this podcast for our audience members. And thanks so much again, Marnie, for being willing to do this
inspirational
interview.
People known.
Absolutely, such
Brought
a
to you
pleasure.
by your host,
Thank you so
Ian
much.
O'Brien.
Hello, everyone. Welcome again to the Okiki podcast. And my name is Fiona O'Brien. And today I have a special guest, Marnie Ashcroft, and she is the CEO and founder of Glow.
You are listening to episode 4. How do you define success? Is it possible to grow too fast? We covered these